What this application basically does is, uh, it's a AI app. It has been made with the use of Google Vision API, which uses artificial intelligence to recognize text on any surface, either it's a handwriting or on a screen. And on the click of a button, it detects the text and whatever it is, and speaks it out for the visually disabled person line wise. So if there's like on line one, it will speak on line one with the advancement in technology, machine. Line two, learning and deep learning are playing a crucial role in present times, like that. And it will give a line wise output, so that the person can also understand that what is written and what is the format of the paper. And it has been purposely made very simple to use, as we cannot make it very much complex for the visually disabled people, as uh, 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 it's obvious, because we have to just make them understand that this is how you use it, and just hold your phone in front of the paper, and you can understand stuff. So the first screen is basically the splash screen. Then there is a main activity which recognizes the text in real time. So whatever text is being displayed in the camera, the text recognition works in real time using AI. And it has a graphic overlay on the camera. I will be showing a video demonstration at the end of the presentation. And the last one is a activity, waiting activity. So when the user clicks on the speak button, so during that process, it will be a blank white screen. And until and unless the app stops explaining stuff, this will be the same thing. So the main characteristics about this is that it is very user friendly, easy to use, and efficient. It saves time, and it's a standalone application, so it doesn't require internet or anything as such. And everything is like static, and we don't need any other thing. So as you can see in the photo on the right, this is the stuff that I had written on my screen. Hi, I am Kunal Shah. I am from Mumbai. I study at Jain College, and all this stuff is written and spoken in line wise. So like whatever is written will be spoken line wise, and it gives a real time output. And like a lot of fonts can be recognized, whether it's handwritten or anything. Then yeah, it's free of cost. So what I have thought about is that since it is going to be for charity purposes, we have decided to like make it free of cost for everyone, and we are not going to charge anything for it. And I had also developed a currency detector app, which I was going to integrate it in this one. As in the previous slide, we can see on the photo on the right. So whenever we start the mobile phone, on the press of the power button, this will be the only screen visible to the person. And when the user swipes right, there will be a currency detector, because as we know that I've personally seen a lot of people getting scammed, or visually disabled people getting scammed at shops and stuff. Like they hand them a 200 rupee note saying that this is a 500 rupee note. I also have the project ready. It's just that it's in building process, and the accuracy is not yet great. So the integration it into this process in this project is yet remaining. And I was also thinking of adding one more artificial intelligence module to it, that is the what can we say, uh, object detection or some obstacle detection. So on swipe right, it will give a currency detector, and on swipe left, it would give a object or obstacle detection for helping them how to go and where to walk. So it would just like show them, so if there's someone coming from the opposite direction, if there are stairs or any obstacle, or if there's a wall in front of them. And the next one is, yeah, so target group would be like basically the organizations that help the visually disabled people. It would means getting in touch with them would help me showcase this more easily to the and help me reach out to the correct people faster, as compared to like just showing it to random people. And this is like just the basic description of how the app is going to work. So the user is just going to point the camera towards the text, and all they have to do is click on the speak button, which will be on the bottom 20% of the screen. And as you can see, the system does all the processing stuff. So it will be clicking the image, it will be converting it to grayscale. The grayscale will be converting it into binary format. Then the binary format will be converted to text format, and then the text format will be sent to the audio module, audio output module, which will be speaking only when the user clicks on the speak button, and there will be a voice output. And now I have a video representation of how it could
See?
be. Um, is it audible?
Hey, can you please help me read this?
This one?
Hey, can you please help me?
Okay.
Yes, yes. You're
The
on.
video is audible, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
See? Hey, can you please help me read this? Hey, can you please help me read this? No one's helping me.
Of course I can, but I have a better solution that will help you in the long run. Is it okay if I download an app on your phone?
Of course. Here's my phone.
Just open it. Here's this app. I'm using it to scan the words on the page.
How do I do it?
So just position your the camera to your the book, and then press the bottom 20% of the screen.
Line 1 C Mimister. Line 2 Spiral Pad. Line 3 No Point 6. Line 4 40 Alien Sleep.
Oh wow, this app is so nice. It's actually helping me a lot. This made my life so easy.
So as we saw that this can actually help people if they are given the right opportunities to use such technologies, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Wonderful team. Looks like a great idea. However, I have multiple questions that I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Number one, is this prototype ready? Have you actually worked on the prototype? Is it ready?
Yes, sir, it's ready. I can
Okay.
show it to you right now if you want.
Please do so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a second. Is the screen visible? Hello.
Hi, yes, the screen is visible.
Line 1 IIM all stop. Line 2 IM from Mumbai.
Is the audio audible? Hello.
Yes, it was audible.
All right. Yeah. So this was like the basic static applications. So like this is the main screen. When the user clicks on the power button,
I would design it only for this app. And when the user swipes right, it would give the currency detector. Then, so here's the currency detector. This one. Okay. So this would be the basic currency detector that we would have used, and it's not yet ready. But on the swipe right of this uh, window, it would give the currency detector, and on swipe left, it would give the obstacle detection.
All right. So I've got a few questions for you. I hope I'm audible.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Number one question that I want to ask you is,
Yes,
why
sir.
do we need a separate app for these features? Don't you think so? There are existing applications that could solve this project or this problem?
Oh, oh, yes, sir. So I think there are applications, but they are not freely available to like the people. Means they're obviously charged. And if an organization certainly wants a private application, or they want like multiple features, there are applications which can do one of these stuff. Like they can do recognition, text recognition to speech, but they won't have the currency recognition and the obstacle recognition in one place. So what I've thought is to get all these technologies in one place, and then provide all of these services to the people.
Okay. Now, your idea seems really brilliant to me, and it is absolutely great that you have thought of it and you're working on it, and you have also a prototype ready.
Yes, sir.
However, there are a lot of questions that I have. Number one is, why do you feel that you need a currency detector? Don't you think? Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Don't you think so that the currencies are already made in such a way that a person who cannot see can recognize it just by
Yes, sir. So there are markings on the currency note, but still there are some people who like somehow they like not every time, but sometimes most. I've seen people getting scammed even after knowing how to recognize a note, and people have even tried that, and still I would like just want to help them in each and every way possible. Like even if it's like a double confirmation for them, it's the better way.
All right. So you must have heard of Google Lenses, right?
Yes,
Have
sir.
you
Yes,
have you
sir.
have you
Yes,
tried
sir.
Google Lenses?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
can
sir.
you draw a quick comparison between your idea, your application, and Google Lenses? Because to be honest, Google has been working on this project from quite a long time right
Mhm,
now,
mhm.
and they have come up with Google Lenses, Google Glasses, and
Yes, sir.
various other technologies in quite recently.
Mhm.
Uh, that might not be quite a great success. So I want you to draw a contrast between Google's project, your project, and I also want you to reflect on why Google has not yet been so successful with this. Also, there are projects which talks about where uh, blind people can actually see
Mhm.
digitally,
Yes, sir.
right? Can you quickly update all of us regarding this recent research that has been done And what new does your application brings in?
All right, sir. So I'll just give me a few minutes. I'll come back. Yeah.
Please.
So, shall we continue with the next team or?
Mm, Okay, let's continue with the next team. Um, for CC123, we have only one participant.
Actually, sir, we have two participants, but he said he has any issue for internet issue. So I asked this participant to present it.
All right, will do. Let's proceed to the next one.
Okay, sir. So thank you, CC123. I request the next team, CC111, to present their project.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Just to make sure, am I audible too?
Yeah, good.
Good. So, good afternoon, Ajit sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kunal Verma, and I'll be starting off with the presentation. So, but firstly, let me introduce to our team members. We have 4 members in total, including me. The others are Aman Madhukar, Nikit Soni, and Harshit Parma. The topic of our project is College Festival Management Web Application. So, first of all, next slide, please, Aman. Let us discuss why do we need this application. So the answer is the traditional way of managing the college festivals. In traditional way, for register purposes, we use Google Forms. Using our website, web application, you can register using your mobile phones or desktop directly. There is a use of Excel's and excess amount of manual sheet to calculate the college points, contingent points, CC points. We have made the entire process automated. Even one mistake in the manual sheet regarding the calculation, you will have to calculate the entire thing again. So instead of creating the hack loads of manual sheet, you can use our process, which is fully automated. You can also check the live scoring points. What is your current rank? What are your points of which events and everything? The events that you have bet on and the results, the final result. Have you won the events? Is your podium first podium, second podium, third podium, or you have lost the event? Next slide. So these are the statistics that we this first of all, this website was live in our website in our college, and these are the statistics. Some of the statistics: number of departments were 8. We had total of 58 events in total. Number of CC registered through our website was 122. Number of NCP registered through our website was 2,596. Number of CC that we confirmed from the admin panel is 915. and similarly of NCP were 764. Let me show you a demonstration of the same. So this is the home page, the leaderboard page, where you can see every college and what are their points. Through CC login, the CC, the college, first of all, let me clear the terms. NCP means non-college participant and CC is college contingent. CC login. So to the credential of the CC login are automatically generated through our backend. So through admin panel, you can add the CC. Aman, can you please show that how we can add the CC?
Sure, Kamal.
In the admin dashboard, there is an option called as add CC. In add CC, the user ID is automatically generated. For example, you can see CC4. So CC1, CC2, CC3 are already taken by other colleges. Now the other colleges, for example, XYZ or something, college ads, email ID of that college.
So can we get your email ID?
Sir, can we have your email ID for demonstration?
It's Ajit, AJIT,
AJIT
at the rate
@VINA
YA VISH.com.
We can set this password from the backend.
So
This college X was already registered, so it didn't take the entry again. After adding the CC, you would have been receiving a mail, the credential. Can you please share that credential with us, sir?
All right.
But
Give me a second.
yeah, sorry sir, you won't get a mail because this mail is not automated. This will be given by the college festival manager. So
All right.
So,
logistics department will be giving you this mail.
so the logistic department would be giving the all colleges the ID and the passwords. So this is the dashboard. Once you log in, it shows that your total score is 0 for now. And Aman will be continuing from you.
So as I entered that CC, the live ranking is also shown. See, CC4. The points is by default 0. So after, yeah, give a minute. Yeah. So for registering an event, we have to browse the department and events. So as I browse on the department and events, I can select any department, whichever I want to register. For performing arts, we will select this department, and we can see all the events. After I create a checklist of whichever event I want to register, then I can go to register now. So for it, suppose I have to register for performing arts department, and the event is the mashup singing. So the college is asking for the video submission link. The video submission link will only be like Instagram or a Drive link. So I add a Drive link over here. So the first participant name. Suppose my first participant is Aman Madhukar. His mobile number. College ID and submit. As soon as I submit, I get a pop-up for an acknowledgement mail has been sent over the contingent leader and the participant both. So you must have received an email over your phone.
Yes, I did.
So as soon as I register, the events which I have registered will be shown up in my dashboard. So similarly, Harshit will continue for NCP.
Yeah. So now we'll move on with the NCP login. That is a non-contingent participants login. Now for the non-college participants, they have to go to the NCP log, the sign up page. They have to enter their details. Like, yeah. So college name XYZ. In this the email ID we will provide over, the user will provide over here, the participant. That mail ID, the NCP code and the password will be sent on the respective mail ID, like amanmadhukar02@gmail.com. Now, after filling all the details on the submission, of this form, mail will be sent on the mail ID that is entered. Now, in this, the NCP code is automatically generated and sent to the automated mailing system. So yeah.
This is for CC1. Let me change my mail. Yeah. I've received.
So here the NCP ID and the password is been sent on the mail to Aman. So the NCP ID is NCP8 and the password is 123456. So on logging up, this is the dashboard for the NCP. Now, in this college festival, where the scoring and betting was not there, was there only for the college contingent and not for the non-college participant, not college participants. So over here, now the participants has to follow the same procedure. Like to register for an event, they have to go to register now. And register now, they have to fill in the details which are already filled during the NCP sign up. Those details are automatically filled. Now here, the participant has to just select the department name and the event which he wants to register. Like literally arts and poetry slam. So on clicking on the poetry slam event, if this event was based on the video submission link, he has to submit a link with a college ID proof and submit it. On the submission of the entry, the mail an acknowledgement pop-up will appear and the mail will be sent on the participant's mail ID. Now the NCP the non-collegiate participant can see in the dashboard that he has registered for this event. Now in the admin dashboard, now the college management, the logistics team will look after the confirmation and the waiting of the slots. Like in a particular event, there are specific slots. So the slots are given on the first come first serve basis, and on the basis of the proofs, the links or the ID proofs that are the management, the event management team, the college who is organizing the event looks after all those things, like the event, the links which they have sent, submission link, video entry link, then the ID proof, the college ID, is it a valid, it is not valid, if it is valid or IR, and it is valid, then the slot is either in the confirm or in the waiting list. So here the status is pending. Now on clicking on the confirm slot, the slot of that NCP or the participant will be confirmed, and a confirmation mail will be sent to the participant that his slot is confirmed for this event. Now, when the participant sees in the dashboard, he can see that his event, that his status is confirmed because it was pending. On refreshing it, now it is confirmed. And now the participant will have received the confirmation mail. Aman, can you just show the confirmation mail once?
Sir might have got it.
I have got it. Yes.
So on the confirmation, the college contingent gets a registration point. Now, registration points depend on the type, on the categories of the event. There are different categories of the event, like USP, flagship, popular, others, or many more. So the point system depends on the type. As this was like the flagship type event, the participants have received the points, the registration points on the slot confirmation.
Also, the leaderboard is also active, active, and we can see CC4 was on 3rd position. Now it is on 40 position, for the 2nd position with the points of 40, which is automated. So if CC wants to substitute for an event, then he can select that event from this form and substitute that event. Since the event name is because here I cannot see the event name because the event is an online event which cannot be substituted. The super event that are global offline events that only can be substituted from CC. Similarly, for NCP also, the events which are group events and for online offline events only. So if a CC wants to place a bet, whichever event he have registered for, you can hover on place a bet, then select that event and then place that bet. Bet placed successfully. So over here, I have betted 100 points. So, admin can see bet histories who have betted. So I've received an betting for CC4 for mashup singing, which is a popular type event, and the points are 100 and results are awaited. Okay. So further Harshit will continue for the event result.
So in the admin dashboard, there's a page of event result. Now in the event result, the logistics team or the event management team has to select the department name, then the event. Now, who all the colleges that have participated in that particular event, that will be sorted out and will be seen in the event drop down. Like CC4 has only registered for the mashup singing for now. So we can see that the college in the code there is only CC4 present. It means that colleges have participated in the event and his slot is confirmed. Now, as he has placed a bet of 100 points, now there are different terms like NPR and PQ, that is non-participation on registration, non-participation on qualification, then qualification points, then the podium points, or the bet that they have placed is lost. So now, as a participant is qualified, means from stage 1 he has reached to stage 2. So he is qualified. So we have given them the qualification points from the event results. Now, when we give them the qualification point, now the dashboard is reflected. The result is qualification. First, it was awaited. Now, mashup syncing, the result has become qualification. Now, when we check the dashboard, it has the score, the qualification points have been added. The qualification points of that event have been added, and now the leaderboard. And Aman, can you just show the leaderboard once? Yeah. So we were on 40 points. Now, refreshing, now it's 120. That is, the qualification points have been added. Now, the same goes for the podium. If the participant who have registered wins the podium, like CC4 mashup singing. Now, in this, the podium points depend on the type of the event. Like if it is a flagship event, then the points that are betted gets doubled. Or if the participant who have betted on the flagship event and if he loses the bet, then the points are deducted twice, double the amount the bet they have placed. Or if it is a popular event or a other event, then the bet is added if he wins, or if he loses, then the points are deducted. The same. Now, as he has lost the bet, the result has become lost. So the 100 points will be deducted from the result. So now,
thank you, Harshit.
Yeah.
The last two slides, Aman. will be taken up by the Nikit, our last participant.
Thank you, Kunal. So I'll be discussing the analytics. Our website is a tried and tested project as we have made this for our college festival. We have worked on this website for 2 months of the festival and solved uncountable bugs that have occurred before and during the events. Here are some of the numbers to support our project and its application. Unique visitors or the users who have visited for the first time on the portal is 12,038. Visitors or the number of times users have landed on the site is 17,045. The total number of page visited by the organic traffic is 1,16,825. The total number of hits or the number of clicks on the website has generated 2,11,775. I would also like to discuss the scope of this website. We can use this website and turn it into a software as a service, which is SaaS project, which we can pitch to other college festivals and rent the software on monthly basis. This website as a SaaS project will be best solution for this colleges festival because of the multiple reasons, which are it is expensive to build a customized platform for event registration. We are solving this as we are not selling the software, we are just renting it and hence cost way cheaper than building a website from scratch. The manual process of event registration is very tedious and requires a lot of manpower and time. All the registration, result announcement, allocating point, betting are automated, so no manual work and saves a lot of time. We can also build an Android iOS application, so the user won't have to log into the browser. They can directly access all the information from the application. Building an application bring a whole lot of functionality like sending a notification, speed can be enhanced, and can also build a community within the college through the application. Thank you. We'll be taking question from you, sir.
All right, guys. It's wonderful that you have tested this application for your college. And so far, analytics proves that it was quite useful for your festival. I've got a lot of questions for you. Mostly we'll talk about technical questions. Number one thing, I want one of you to answer this. So there's another team who has pitched up a similar kind of project, right? So you, in your conclusion, you talked about you might push forward to an Android application in the future. However, we see that there is another team who has worked on an Android application. So how is your application different from theirs? As we have, before you even gone live, there is a competitor. And how is your application better than theirs?
So first of all, so that was an Android application and this is a web application. So the Android application is only available on mobile and the web application is available on both. It's a fully responsive web application, so you can access it through desktop as well as mobiles. So that's a plus. And secondly, that that application was for all the events happening inside the college. Only one. This is a SaaS project, and we can. It is way more expandable, I think, than that project because we can put it on rent and sell it.
Also, sir, we are building in community. We are not building in community. We are selling for a specific college.
All right. So also one of the questions that I want to ask you is, how did you manage to get this analytics that you have shown on your demonstration?
So we have hosted on a C panel, which was containing the matrix. So sir, should I show? But yes, I cannot. Yeah, but sir, I cannot show that because it contains the college name.
Okay.
And according to the rules, we cannot reveal the college name. So.
Do you think there were some other way in order to get the correct analytics for this?
Other way we can use Google Analytics, which can be used, but we have this, so we haven't done any other.
So you have used PHP.
Yeah, we have used PHP.
Have you used any kind of framework, or you're using core PHP?
It's a PHP core.
PHP core. Okay. Have you used Ajax somewhere?
Yeah, we have used Ajax in the form filling. The departments and the event will be, if I select cricket, it has 9 participants. Then if I select mashup singing, it has only one. So that without refreshing the page, it changes the form page, which is done by Ajax.
Okay. I want to ask you one question, and it's a very important question. Mm, Why core PHP? Why not go with any other framework? What are the frameworks that are available right now? And why didn't you opt for these frameworks? Maybe it would have saved a lot of your time. What is the advantages of using core PHP and what are the disadvantages of using core PHP? Can you please help me out in figuring out why did you go for core PHP?
So, sir, actually, we were working, we learned PHP core in our syllabus. We wanted to master that PHP core so that we in further we get any project regarding PHP core, we don't fall back from that. So we mastered your PHP core. Also, so we can use the other frameworks like the Coordinator or a Laravel. But in that, most of the things are already available. So this project can be done in a small way, but we wanted to do in a PHP core.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I would like to add we could use the latest technologies like Monstack and Meanstack. But the thing is, there are 4 team members and we have to cooperate, and all were familiar with PHP. So if you see teamwork, we think we should go for PHP, and that was our decision.
All right. Another thing that I want to ask you here again is there's a lot of page refreshing, shuffling between pages, from one pages to another page, going back and forth for multiple pages, as it was there in your demonstration. Now this might, become an overhead going to multiple pages for getting a simple task done. Add from here, then go to some page, then do this, do that, right? So this changing of multiple pages.
So there are basically 3 rules. One is for NCP. So there is a single flow for NCP. NCP won't be doing the flow of CC, and CC won't be doing of NCP or admin. So there are 3 single flows. Admin will be doing his work, so it's sorted admin way. CC will be sorted its way, and NCP will be sorted its way. It's only one flow. Since we have to show you the 3 ways in total, so we have to be crawling one here and there.
Okay, wonderful. So I see, have you guys used Bootstrap here?
Yes, sir, we have used Bootstrap.
Yes, to make it responsive, right? Okay. There is a lot of benefit of using Bootstrap. However, there is one disadvantage also. What that disadvantage would be if you use Bootstrap?
So one of the disadvantage would be like if you have to use Bootstrap, you have to input all the classes of Bootstrap, and which are not necessary for a project also. Yes, sir.
One of the important questions, and I want to ask you this, since you are not going for an Android app for the development, you went for a website, and you went for a website. Is it possible that can we create, why, there are multiple questions in this, try to understand this. The reason why we use app, because it's very easy to use, it's easy to navigate, and you never see multiple pages in an app, right? Now, can we, by use of some kind of technology, can we create an app-like experience in a web page? Is it possible? If yes, what are the technologies that you need to upgrade to? And if you intend to implement that technology, what all changes will you have to do in your existing code?
So if we are using PHP, we can convert this into a PW, progressive web app, that can be done directly through JavaScript. So not changing much about the code. Also, if I want to do for a iOS also, then we have to convert into a React native application with a React.js with Monstack.
Okay. So you guys know about Angular?
Yeah.
Right?
Not deep much. We just know the term Angular and the basic.
Okay. Any idea of what Angular can do magic with your web page if you use Angular?
So, sir, I have quite knowledge about React, but not Angular, because I've been studying React for a while.
Okay. Another question that I want to ask you is, how do you track if not going forward to any kind of analytics, if you have to track a user, how will you track it using your system? Not going forward to analytics. If you have to track a user, how will you track the user?
Tracking in the sense.
So what do you want to track exactly?
User activities
User
within your
activities.
page. Yeah, within your page.
So can we do an assumption of kind of thing, like for example, an average person, how he will visit our website and which buttons he would might be clicking, so we can formulate the average of everyone according to the footfall of the festival or something like that.
Okay, all right. So now, since it is an college festival based, and there might be a lot of problems that your participant might be facing in terms of support. What kind of support are you providing through your app?
So through a app, there is no support kind of thing, but the logistic departments get the user problems and they tell us to us and we make the changes in the app.
Also, sir, we do have a contact form which has a technical support form, which is on the main domain where the CC or NCP, whichever gets an error, they can mail us.
Okay. So, as you said, you have already hosted this project live. How many unique users can your server handle?
So, unique user, it's not about the unique user. It can handle, and it was an unlimited package. So, there were no about unique visitors. The concurrent hits was only for 25, which was very low, which were not known about, which were not knowing, we were not knowing it at.
Okay. Another thing that I want to ask you is that you have already mentioned that you want to upgrade it to an app later on. In case you want to upgrade it to an app, so don't you think so you have to scrap this entire project and then start building it up from scratch again? Yes, no?
So we can use this, we cannot use this code, but we can use this idea, the logic behind this application.
Okay. Then why not begin with developing Android application from the beginning?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat again?
Then why not begin with developing the Android application from the beginning itself?
So we had a time limit in what we have to make the project for the college, and the easiest way we found out was the website.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful project, and it's good that you have implemented live for your college, and there are wonderful analytics. I can see a lot of. I believe this is a good success. More than to 12,000 unique visitors. How much actual footfall happened in your event? Actual footfall, as in how many people actually visited for this event?
So since it was due to Corona, the event was not fully offline. Half of the event was online and offline, so we can't accurately say what was the footfall.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, team. That was indeed wonderful. Definitely, there are a lot of things that you need to improve on. You have used SQL, right? MySQL, right? You have used MySQL. Okay. Is it possible to have a look at the database schema? Is it possible?
Here we have around 10 tables and 2 triggers. Admin table, the admin records, batch, which are the storing the batch records. CC event ready means so CC which have registered for that event. CC login will contain the CCPI, so personal details, and then CC regi points, whichever getting registration points that are 40, 50, 60, and the departments, events, leaderboard table, similarly NCP event regi and PR regi.
Wonderful. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Can I zoom in this? All right. During our demonstration, I've observed that you have tried to create an ID and then you have tried to save it, right? You said that there is an function which will automatically generate an ID and then it will try to save it, right? What happens if your code for some reason does not works and it does not generates an ID? What would happen then? And how would you handle such kind of scenario? Like you said, you have tested your server, maybe your server is not powerful enough, not able to take up the load, and for some reason, you don't get an ID or you get a garbage value, then what happens?
So we have set a code for that. Like if an ID is not generated, the email won't be sent.
Okay.
Once only if the ID is generated, then only the email will be sent to the CC or NCP.
All right, team, that was wonderful, and you have successfully able to manage to get this live. That's wonderful to know. However, there are a lot of improvement that you can do in terms of technology. You can definitely use session management, cache management, server management, and implement some of more recent technologies. Like you can use Laravel, you can use Angular with Laravel, use some kind of system architecture like MVC that can help you scale this project in the future. So far, you have managed to create a prototype which works wonderful. I must give you full points for that. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon and work on this. Looks like you have a prototype, fully functional prototype ready, and maybe you come up with the next version and add more technologies to it. One thing that I would always recommend to all the students is you all follow SDLC, right? You must have been knowing SDLC. So SDLC has got some steps that you need to follow. And the first step is definitely gathering a requirement and analyzing it before you go ahead with the planning section. In the analyzing phase, when you're planning things, the tech analysis is one of the most important things. What all tech can help me scale my projects in future? And that's where we have to definitely work a lot. This is a general advice to everybody. Thank you so much. Hope to see you with another version of your software. Right? Google Analytics, using Google Analytics was really smart and your system works. That was really good. And thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, all the teams. I request all the CCs to switch on their cameras. We'll take a picture.
With this, we have concluded with our qualified participants. Sir, would you like to address everyone present?
Definitely. Thank you so much. First of all, let me congratulate the organizers. This is really very wonderful. So far as the events in colleges, things have evolved since we were in college. And now we have come up with, creating prototypes and demonstrating it. Wonderful. Collectively, first of all, let me just reflect on certain things. Great event, great concept. All the participants and few of the projects were really amazing. Ideas sells, right? First of all, it's all about idea. It's all about problem. Technology is a different thing, right? Understanding the technology, mastering the technology is a different aspect. The first thing as young engineers, we need to understand is how much practical problem do we solve? That's our first motive, using the technology. So there is a challenge, there's a problem in the world, and we use technology to solve it. That's your main motive. So far, there were a lot of practical things that was being addressed. While you're doing so, like I said, you have to make sure about few things. First of all, you all must be knowing agile methodology that needs to be followed up. How do we implement that in our project? And that is one of the reasons which will be going to ensure that you develop the right prototype and you address the right requirement. Many of the time students do not follow SDLC, or because software engineering is a theoretical subject, isn't it? SDLC is more of a theory for all the students. And that's why we don't understand it much. And that's why we don't use the SDLC concept while developing our project. We straightforward go and start implementing or start coding things. And that's where a lot of problem comes into picture. What are these problems are? Problem number one, that maybe I did not need this system. Maybe this system is not really addressing the problem that I started with. Maybe I focus too much on technology. Maybe I focus too much on programming, and the true sense of the project was not addressed. Or maybe there was a better solution to it. Maybe there was an easier solution to this. Now, these are the few questions that you might have to ask yourself while you are analyzing and proposing these kind of project. Technology being said is evolving all the time. As you can see, there are different versions, different open source software that have come up, and you have some set of programming languages in your syllabus. However, it is getting outdated like this fast. So your syllabus is made to build up a strong foundation. However, you have to catch up with the technologies that are going up in the industries. It was really appreciated how Flutter was used and how some of the recent technologies were used at some level in your project. That was really wonderful to see. You were challenging Healthify Me, you were challenging Google Lenses, you were challenging pretty big companies with your own prototype. That was really amazing to know and understand. Another thing that I liked about this particular event and different participants when they were presenting their softwares, that you have to understand this when you are presenting a software, an idea. Different test cases that you have taken care of was amazing. However, more test cases are required. in order to check your system stability, in order to check how practical or how much users are going to really enjoy these softwares. That needs to be done. Many of you have given live demonstration. That was absolutely wonderful. Few of the recent technologies like machine learning and artificial intelligence are something that are going to revolutionize everything, all the other technologies in the world in next 5 years. So no matter what kind of software you are developing, no matter what project you have, try to always understand the AI and machine learning part, because that's where the world is moving forward to. As of now, there is nothing that I can say which is not working on AI or ML. Starting from your Google apps, Google Maps to your Facebook, everything is now running on AI. So now the world has changed from using or developing an app to a smart app. Now people want smart in everything. They don't want device. They want smart device. So they don't want apps. They want smart app which can think on its own, app which can take decisions on its own. That's where the world is moving forward to. So this is somewhere when you are planning your next project or you are developing next project or you are upgrading this project, try to think in that aspect. Can this become smart? That means, can it make decisions on its own? That is something that we look forward to, because the world is moving forward to that as well. Also, in one of the project, devices and sensors were touched. That is again important. People are trying to make even the physical things very smart. Computers are not so smart because it cannot take decisions on its own, right? We have to give it instructions. Looking forward, in near future, we would love to see how these application interacts with physical things. And yeah, we now even have smart dustbins. True, we now have smart dustbins. We have smart water bottles. We have smart everything. So how can we make these things more and more smart? That is what we would look forward to in next. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. The event was rooted in the idea of learning and creating, and we would love to know if our audience has any questions for the participants or if the participants have suggestions for each other. Okay. This has truly been an incredible afternoon for me. The projects today were all great, unique, and I could see how they could help a variety of people with their various features and applications. With this, I would like to propose a formal vote of thanks. Firstly, to our esteemed guest and judge, Mr. Ajit Vishwakarma, for his time, insights, and knowledge. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Next, I would like to thank all of our participants, without whom this event would not have been possible. From making life easier for people with disabilities to helping make business investors and IPL coaches' decision easier and profitable, making sure fitness freaks can keep track, and not to forget, even making it easier for event organizers like us, and making sure participants have ease of registration and can stay updated. Each project today was amazing with a number of possibilities. Thank you so much for your time and efforts into making these projects, and we truly hope this was a great learning experience for you. Thank you for choosing TECHXiBition 22 as a platform for showcasing your projects. I would also like to thank Monish for handling the technical aspects for today's events and the entire tech team for organizing it. Lastly, thank you to our wonderful audience for your time and attention. Maybe next year we will see you as participants. The results will be declared on Kiran and Tech Club's official Instagrams after the completion of all events.
Wonderful. Guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Somebody just put up in the chat box, is metaverse a reality? Tough question. It could be. It could be. So there are a lot of books. Actually, there is science behind this. There are a lot of books. If you read space-time continuum, and it talks about similar kind of theory. However, it is in theory only. All right. Thank you so much, guys. It was really wonderful how, great ideas, and you have managed to get a prototype done. Wonderful. Work on it more, and possibly we can see a a full version of this very soon. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.